The land of Israel, the birthplace of the Jewish people, holds a significant part of the nation's long history, a history that spans thousands of years. Our journey begins during biblical times with the patriarchs Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These men, bearers of a belief in one God, settled in the land of Israel during the 17th century before the Common Era. However, a harsh famine forced the Israelites to migrate to Egypt. But this was not the end of their connection to the land of Israel. In the 13th century BCE, Moses led the Israelites in a monumental exodus from Egypt, followed by 40 years of wandering in the desert. Upon their return, the Jewish monarchy was established around 1020 BCE, with Saul as the first king. Jerusalem was made the capital of David's kingdom, and Solomon, David's son, built the first temple, the national and spiritual center of the Jewish people. The first temple, a symbol of Jewish national and spiritual identity, stood proudly in Jerusalem until its tragic destruction and the subsequent exile of most Jews. The Second Temple period marks a critical chapter in Jewish history, as it saw the rebuilding of the temple and the onset of both Persian and Hellenistic rule. This period was ushered in by a wave of Jews returning from Babylonia, re-establishing their presence in their homeland and reconstructing the temple, a spiritual beacon for the Jewish people. The land of Israel did not remain untouched by the larger geopolitical shifts of the era. Alexander the Great, the Macedonian conqueror, swept across the region, marking the beginning of Hellenistic rule. Yet the Jewish people held fast to their traditions and beliefs. The Maccabean revolt emerged as a powerful response to the restrictions on the practice of Judaism and desecration of the temple. This revolt led to a period of Jewish autonomy, and later, a time of independence under the Hasmonean monarchy, a testament to the resilient spirit of the Jewish people. However, the winds of change blew once more with the capture of Jerusalem by the Roman general Pompey. The Roman rule bore witness to significant events, including the ministry of Jesus of Nazareth and the Jewish revolt against the Romans. The climax of this turbulent period was the devastating destruction of Jerusalem and the Second Temple. Despite the destruction of Jerusalem and the Second Temple, the Jewish people's connection with the land of Israel remained unbroken. The land of Israel was subject to foreign rule for centuries, undergoing Byzantine, Arab, Crusader, Mamluk, and Ottoman rule. From the 4th to the 7th century, the Byzantine rule was marked by Christian dominance, but the Jewish community persevered, completing the Jerusalem Talmud, a critical commentary on the Jewish oral law, around the year 390. However, the Byzantine rule was followed by the Arab rule from the 7th to the 11th century. The Arab rulers left a significant mark on the land, most notably the construction of the Dome of the Rock on the site of the First and Second Temples in Jerusalem around the year 691. The land then endured a series of dominations from the Crusaders in the 11th century, the Mamluks in the 13th century, to the Ottomans in the 16th century. During the Ottoman rule around the year 1564, the Code of Jewish Law, or Shulchan Aruch, was published, serving as an essential guide for Jewish religious practice. The Jewish presence in the land persisted through these centuries of foreign domination. In the late 19th century, the first neighborhood outside of Jerusalem's Old City was built. This marked a significant step towards the expansion of Jewish settlement beyond the confines of the ancient city. The late 19th and early 20th centuries also saw the rise of Zionism, a movement advocating for the return of the Jewish people to their ancestral homeland. This period witnessed the first large-scale immigration of Jews, mainly from Russia, marking the beginning of the Aliyah, a Hebrew term meaning ascent or going up. This was a turning point in Jewish history, signaling the start of a concerted effort to re-establish a Jewish homeland in the land of Israel. Closing. Despite enduring centuries of foreign rule, the Jewish people never severed their bond with the land of Israel. The flame of the Jewish spirit, kindled in the biblical era, continued to burn bright, illuminating the path towards the rebirth of Israel in the modern era. With the end of Ottoman rule and the British conquest, the stage was set for a significant shift in Jewish history. The Balfour Declaration, pledging support for a Jewish national home in Palestine, marked a turning point. Then, in 1948, a momentous event occurred, the establishment of the State of Israel. This was no ordinary founding of a nation, but the renewal of Jewish independence after an interlude of 2,000 years. The establishment of the State of Israel in 1948 reaffirmed the enduring connection of the Jewish people with the land of Israel, a bond that remains unbroken to this day.